when we talk a lot about entrepreneurship on this show, I want people to understand that we're not bashing 9-to-5 people. There's something very honorable of being a man. We talked about being a protector earlier and a provider. If God has called you to be a 9-to-5 worker and you love it and you're fine with that, you understand the risks of being laid off, you understand that stuff, by all means, go for it 100%. Go home, be with your family at 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock every night. That's fine, right? But there's some of us that it doesn't sit well. That feeling of like, I want to give more. I want to do more. The advice you just gave is perfect. Look for careers that start off with a little bit of a hybrid model for you. Barbershop, insurance agent, real estate agent. Those are careers that you're 100% commission. It's up to you to make the money, but you have a little bit of a level of support there for you. And if you want to jump into being an entrepreneur, a business owner, I mean, by now Robert started a couple different things. It all started by him being a barbershop worker, 1099 worker, booth rent, paying his booth rent every month, and then all of a sudden he's where he is now. So that's great advice, man. That's really good advice.
And I think, I mean, just to kind of go to your point of there's nothing wrong with working 9 to 5, like, you know, it all goes back to self-awareness, right? It goes back to being true to who you are. Like, what's in the pit of your stomach? In the pit of my stomach was this cloud that was over my head. I've been an entrepreneur since I was probably 7 years old, 8 years old. Like, I was bred and born, like, that is who I am to my core, right?
You didn't even know it.
And I didn't know, right? And if you don't have anybody to cultivate that spirit, if you don't have parents who are entrepreneurs or individuals in your life that can identify certain characteristics of your personality at a young age, then there's no way for you to put that into into verbiage that that person or kid or child can understand. And so, you know, it's different for everybody's different. You know, I look at my daughter who's 6 and she has all the personality traits of an entrepreneur. I look at my son, he is not. Like, he is not. Like, he doesn't, and I'm not saying he won't eventually evolve or become that.
But that natural, exactly.
Yes, like all the things that he does. As a kid, I was the absolute laziest child you can ever imagine. Like, I hated making my bed. I hated getting my clothes together. When my mom would tell us we had to clean up on Saturdays, it like did something to my body. Like, I hated it, right? And so, like, there was very identifiable things that if I right now was looking at a child who was behaving the way that I was behaving, I would instantly say, you put me in front of a notepad and a pencil and some coloring pencils, I will draw for days. You put me on a basketball court, I would play for days, right? Like, the things that I loved, I obsessed over. Like, I went so beyond and over the top. The things that I hate, I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, and I don't care what you say. I'm going to fight you on it. And I don't care if you're my mom or my dad. I'm going to give you resistance at 7 because I hate it that much, right? Like, these are entrepreneurial characteristics, you know, that I show very early. So I just say that to say every person is different. You have to be self-aware, understand your DNA, and then when you get into environments that are not ideal, you have to think through, how do I leverage this environment to sharpen the skill sets that I want to improve on so that I can grow and become better to evolve into the person that I want to be. And that's the thing that people don't do. Like, a lot of times we'll be in an environment where it's like, I don't like this situation, but you don't have money coming in any other place. You have a bill, you have a rent that's due, you have bills that's due. And then you say, screw it, and you walk away. And now you're in a 10 times worse situation you were in before, you know? And so, like, my thing is, yes, I'm in a barbershop. I don't like the idea of owning more barbershops, but I'm going to do this for the next 4 or 5 years because there's skills that I am developing that's going to make me an incredible business owner. So I sucked it up and I I use that time to really understand people. My ability to diagnose a person in a very quick amount of time is at an extremely high level strictly because of my learning ground in the barbershop. Like, you see so many different types of people, so many different backgrounds, and your success is predicated 100% on your ability to connect with the person before they sit in your chair. You know, so now when I do business with business owners for my current things, I know who you are. Like, before you open your mouth, I have assessed you, and I know exactly where I need to take this conversation to emotionally connect. Now, whether we align on a business level, that's based on what you're struggling with and then whether I can provide the solution.
Correct.
But on a human level, 99% accuracy in identifying things, because every human can connect with every human if each human is in a open in a space where they're open-minded enough to allow that to happen. It's just, will we find our commonalities in a quick amount of time?
Correct.
You got a daughter, I got a daughter. I know what you went through. I can speak to that. But we're connected, right? And it's, you know, it's a business skill set. Just being human is a business skill set that people neglect.
Oh man, I mean, I'm working on a series. I don't know if you're gonna call it a training series, whatever. But like, sales is psychology, and if you can't diagnose within 10 seconds the personality of the person you're talking to, you're gonna have an uphill battle the whole time. And a lot of times, like, for what we do is we put like animal traits by to certain people. So when we train people, they're either an eagle, an owl, a dove, or a parrot. Eagle is type A personality. They want to be in charge. Bottom line is their most important thing. They're like what you think of like a leader, but like an aggressive leader, right? Dove is like, this loves everybody. They're, you know, caring for people is on their whiteboard. So if you can figure out a way, there you go. A parrot just talks. They just want to have a good conversation. They want to have fun. They're the life of the party. They're the one on the dance floor, like twerking with their shirt off. Like, that's a parrot. You know what I mean? And then you have an owl. They just want numbers. They want statistics. And that's what we teach our agents, is like, in the first 10 seconds, you need to know if that business owner you're talking to is an eagle, owl, dove, or parrot. And
or the last one you left out.
Okay, go ahead.
A chameleon.
Ooh. I haven't even done that yet.
Yeah, a chameleon can be all those things.
Then you're screwed. No, I was kidding. Then you're like, I don't know where to go in this conversation. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that clip. If you did enjoy that clip, please hit that like button and the subscribe button. It really helps the show out a lot. Just tells YouTube, hey, this is a show that people want to watch. So I'd appreciate if you did that for me. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys on the next clip.